Hello everyone. Today we are presenting our analytical study on noise pollution, one of the most underestimated yet dangerous environmental issue affecting modern society. I am Sarthak Andale along with my teammate members Atharva, Meghna and Sarthak. Our project focuses on understanding noise pollution patterns using structured data analysis, visualization techniques and legal comparison frameworks. Rather than just describing the problem, we have attempted to analyze it scientifically using real data sets, pre-processing tools, dashboards, and regulatory standards to derive meaningful insights that can support policy decision and public awareness. In introduction slide, uh, noise has become an unavoidable byproduct of modernization. With rapid urban expansion, increased vehicle traffic, industrial growth, infrastructure development, and social activities, noise levels have significantly escalated. Now, however, excessive and prolonged exposure to high-intensity sound transforms normal environmental noise into noise pollution. Noise pollution is not just an inconvenience, it is an public health concern. Scientific studies show that continuous exposure to high-level desirable levels can cause permanent hearing impairment, increased stress, hormone levels, sleep disruption, reduced concentration and productivity, and cardiovascular risks and mental health disturbances. Unlike air pollution, noise pollution is invisible. It does not leave visible smoke or dust. It is physiological and physiological impacts are profound. Therefore, our objective was to analyze regional noise data, identify high-risk zones, compare real values with legal standards, visualization pollution patterns, and understand the correlation between noise levels and health impacts. Our aim is to promote data-driven environmental awareness. In data slide, and, the backbone of our project is the dataset. Our project dataset includes multi-layer regional data, state and city level monitoring records, station-wise pollutant measurements, geographic coordinates, pollutants types such as PM10, SO2, NO2, ozone, and CO, intensity measurements. Uh, how raw data is often inconsistent and unstructured. Therefore, before performing any analysis, we conducted systematic preprocessing using Orange data mining software. Here, I imported the CSV file. This is data table. Here, I have preprocessed the data, remove rows with missing values, and here we finally preprocess data. Here, I have cleaned all the data. Now, moving the next slide, name dashboard. This slide presents our interactive dashboard. On the left side, we have city-wise average pollution analysis. This visualization helps us identify cities with extreme pollution levels, compare urban regions, detect patterns of intensity distribution. We observe that certain metropolitan regions consistently recorded higher pollutant averages compared to smaller cities. On the right side, we have state-wise average pollution distribution. This provides a macro level representative perspective, comparative regional analysis, and identification of high contributing states. Such dashboards simplify complex data into actionable insights. Instead of analyzing raw numbers, policymakers can quickly identify critical regions. Now, moving next slide, pollutant concentration and station analysis. In this slide, we go deeper into pollutant concentration analysis. On the left side, the heat map represents state-wise average pollutant concentration. The darker shades indicates higher intensity. From this, we clearly identify dominant pollutants such as PM10 and CO. Region with elevated concentration levels, uneven pollutant distribution across states. On the right side, we analyze station-wise maximum pollutant levels. This is crucial because pollution impact is highly localized. Certain monitoring stations have extreme peaks. These areas require immediate intervention. This level of granularity helps authorities design targeted mitigation strategies rather than generalized policies. Now, moving next slide. government initiatives. To control noise pollution, the government has implemented regulatory framework. The Noise Pollution Regulation uh, Control Rules 2000 defines permissible decibel limits for residential zones, commercial zones, industrial zones, and silent zones. The Central Pollution Control Board, named CPCB, monitors environmental noise and sets standards and issues guidelines. Silent zones near hospitals, schools, and sports have stricter restrictions. Vehicle and industrial standards mandate silencers and proper equipment maintenance. Public awareness campaigns encourage responsible behavior. However, effective information requires continuous and monitoring and real-time analysis, which is where data-driven systems like ours become valuable. Now, moving next slide, mapping with health impacts. Um, in this financial analytics slide, we compare measure value with CPCP permissible limits. We categorize regions into within safe limits, moderately high, and exceeding legal standards. We then correlated these regions with possible health risks. Areas exceed in regulatory threshold shows increasing probability of stress-related disorders, sleep disturbances, reduced cognitive performance, and long-term hearing damage. We use interactive charts to demonstrate the relation between noise intensity and health impact probability. This mapping approach allows early warning, identification, and proactive regulation. Now, conclusion. To to conclude, noise pollution is not just an environmental inconvenience, it is public health risk. Through structured data pre-processing, visualization, comparative analysis, and regulatory mapping, we have demonstrated the presence of high-risk regions, the importance of monitoring, and the necessity of data-driven intervention. Our project emphasizes that effective environmental management must be backed by reliable analytics, transparent evaluation. We believe that informed decision making can lead to healthier and more sustainable living environments. Thank you for your time and attention.